Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Tariq Amin, a lecturer, Department of English, Quad University of Science and Technology, Kohat. A very warm welcome to the course of Communication Skills. This is lecture number 27, and our today's topic is writing skills. Let's have a look at the lecture outlines of today's class. In today's class, we are going to talk about writing. After that, we will talk about writing skills. Then we will discuss the different types of writing and then importance of writing. And at the very end of the class, we will discuss ways to improve writing. Now let's discuss what writing is. Writing is one of the language skills. It is one of the language skills. There are two broader language skills that are productive skills and receptive skills. Productive skills are the ones through which we produce language. These are the skills. Our productive skills are the skills with the help of which we produce language, with the help of which we produce and generate meaning. Whereas receptive skills are the skills that enable us to receive language, that enable us to receive knowledge and information. And in other words, we can say that receptive skills are the skills through which we receive language. Now, there are two broader these broader language skills are further divided into two types. Productive skills are divided into two other types, and receptive skills are also divided into two other types. Productive skills are speaking skills and writing skills, whereas receptive skills are listening skills and reading skills. Listening and reading are called receptive skills because through these skills we receive language, we receive information, whereas uh, writing skills and speaking skills are the skills because through these skills we produce language, we generate meaning, and we share our ideas, feelings, and desires with other people with the help of language. So writing is one of the productive skills. It is not receptive skill. Through this very language skills, we produce knowledge, we produce information, and we produce language. Writing as an act of, let's define it. What could be the definition of writing? Writing is an act of, we can say that it is an act of, or it is the process of producing act of producing recording words in a form that can be read and understood. Sorry to say over here, there is one word should be replaced in this sentence. Writing, we can say this is the exact sentence is writing is an act of or process of producing or recording words in a form that can be read and understood. That the recording words that in a form that can be read and understood. So we record words or produce word in a form, in a particular form that can be read and that can be understood by the people, that can be understood by the different readers. And another definition is writing is a process where symbols have to be arranged according to a certain conventions to form words, and words have to be arranged to form different sentences. Also, in writing process, it is a process in which we arrange different symbols in order to form words, and we after that when we form words, we uh, join these different words in order to form different sentences. So we join different forms, we join different symbols in order to make words, and words are further combined in order to make sentences, and these words are combined to make sentences by applying certain rules. We follow certain conventions, we follow certain rules, regulation when we combine different words in order to make sentences. Same is the case with symbols. When we combine different symbols and we make different words, we follow certain conventions, we follow certain rules and regulation. We don't arbitrarily combine different sounds, we don't arbitrarily combine different symbols. Rather, we follow certain conventions in following convention in making different words, convention in combining different symbols in order to make words. That is why it is called a process where symbols have to be arranged according to certain convention. We follow certain convention, we follow certain set rules of language when we form different words, when we make different words. And when we combine these, we use these different words to form different sentences, different larger phrases, clauses, and sentences. We do follow certain conventions of language. We do follow certain rules and regulation of that language. We do follow certain grammatical rules of that language. Writing involves encoding of a message. Another definition of writing is it involves encoding of a message of some kind. We encode a message of some kind in the writing process. That is we say that encoding means that we translate our thoughts into language. We translate our thoughts into language. This process is called encoding. In writing process we do the same. We encode our thoughts in the form of language. We encode our thoughts into language, into words. So these were the three different definitions of writing skill, of writing. Now what are writing skills? Writing skills are an important part of communication. These are the different skills that we need when we communicate with different people through written channel. Through oral channel we use spoken words, whereas in this written channel we use written words. And in written words, in written symbols, we are in need of writing skills. There we are in need of writing skills. If we do have these writing skills, we can communicate our messages with other people. We can communicate with people if we do have these writing skills. And if we don't have these writing skills, these different writing skills, we face difficulties in conveying our ideas in through our ideas through written channel, because there are always some cases where we can't communicate with our receivers through oral channel. There are some cases where we have to use written channel, and when we use written channel it is highly compulsory for us, it is highly necessary for us to have these writing skills. Now these writing skills need to be developed. Good writing skills allow you to communicate your message with clarity and ease to a far larger audience than through face-to-face or telephone conversation. Through telephone conversation, we can talk to only limited people. We can deliver our messages to only limited people, and we communicate with limited number of people. Let's say we can communicate with 20 people, 30 people at a time. And when we communicate face to face, we can't communicate with a large number of people. We can't communicate with them with a large number of people. In comparison, we can communicate with large number of people, with a large number of people, large number of audience through this written channel. So these good writing skills allow us to communicate our messages with clarity and ease, and to a far larger audience than through face-to-face or telephone conversation. The ability to write meaningful sentences. It is the ability to write meaningful sentences, lines, paragraphs, which a reader can easily understand, is termed as excellent writing skills. Now, what are excellent writing skills? Excellent writing skills are the ability to write meaningful sentences. If you have the ability to write meaningful sentences, meaningful lines, and meaningful paragraph, it means that you have got excellent writing skill. And if you are not able to write meaningful sentence, you are not able to write meaningful lines and meaningful paragraphs and meaningful text, it means that you don't have the excellent writing skills, and you need to develop your writing skills. You need to enhance your writing skills. It is a perfect way to write and express. First of all, write and then express your views, your important views on the topic you want to address your audience and listener. So this is the perfect way to write and express your views. on a particular topic on which you want to address your audience and your listener and your readers. Types of writing. The very first type of writing is descriptive writing, and we have discussed this descriptive writing in the very first lecture of this semester. We had discussed what is paragraph, and after that we had discussed 7 types of paragraph writing, where we had discussed what descriptive writing is. Descriptive writing is when you describe something. You can describe an object, you can describe a particular person, you can describe a particular animal, you can describe an object, and you can describe a boy, you can describe anything. In description, when in descriptive writing or in description, you you write a series of your observation in logical order. You observe something. For example, you go out of your home and you observe the bazaar or the market of your city, and when you come to your home, you write down the detailed observation. You write down a series of detailed observation in your writing, and that writing would be descriptive writing. That writing would be descriptive writing. Another example is when you uh, describe your classroom. For example, you enter your classroom and you start writing and describing your classroom. You say that you write that there is uh, a whiteboard in our room that is there on the wall, and just opposite on the opposite side of whiteboard there are some benches and there are some chairs, and just apart from those chairs, on the left side there are windows, and above the chairs there are fans, and below the chairs there are also windows, some windows, and on the right side of our classroom, there are some curtains, and other there are some bulbs, lights, tube lights, etc. And there is a board as well, just beside the third window of our room, our classroom. So this sort of writing becomes a descriptive writing because you describe something. Another type of writing is narrative writing. In narrative writing, you narrate something. In this type of writing, you narrate a story, you narrate a series of events. For example, this we had also discussed this sort of writing in our first class, where we had discussed descript narrative paragraph. In narrative writing is when you narrate a story. You write down a series of events. For example, you go on a trip to Murray. You start preparation at 1 o'clock, and after that you leave the university at 1:30, and after that uh, you leave university at 1:30, and around 4 o'clock you reach to Peshawar, and you reach to Peshawar, and after that you offer prayer at 4:30, and after that you once again you start going towards Murray. Now these are some events, and you present these different events in a chronological order. Such sort of writing becomes narrative paragraph, because in this type of writing you narrate a story. You present a series of events in your writing, in your narrative writing. Expository writing is something where we explain a particular thing, a particular point. So expository writing is actually explanatory writing. Here you explain something, you explain a particular concept. You can explain a particular concept, you can explain particular idea, or you can explain anything. For example, you can explain any grammatical concept such as noun, pronoun, etc. So you can explain it, and you can explain mathematical terms as well, such as what is zero, and other things. You can explain them. You can explain different theories as well in expository writing. So it is explanatory writing. Another type is persuasive writing. Persuasive writing, we had discussed persuasive paragraph, and this is persuasive writing. Persuasive paragraphs are actually persuasive writing. And persuasive writing, you try to persuade your reader. You try to persuade them into you try to persuade them into buying a particular product, buy a particular thing, and you persuade your readers, you persuade your audience to accept your opinion, you accept your views. And we can find such sort of language in television and in different different commercials as well. Now, there are some ways to improve writing. We can improve our writing skills with the help of certain strategies, with the help of certain activities. The very first activity or the very first way to improve writing is read and listen a lot. When you read and listen a lot, you will be able to improve your writing skill. And if you don't read and listen a lot, you will not be able to improve your writing skills. Your writing skills would be improved when you start reading and listening a lot. Because when you read, it will help you improve your writing as well, because you will focus on different words, you will focus on different phrases, you will focus on different clauses and sentences. And when you will focus on these different phrases, clauses, sentences, and words, your vocabulary would be improved, and your grammar would be improved, your punctuation would also be improved. And similarly, when you listen a lot, you listen to different people using English language, you will come to know about different grammatical structures, you will come to know about different new words. So when you read and listen a lot, it helps you improve your writing as well. It helps you improve your speaking as well, your writing as well. Now read a lot. Read a lot of simple and correct English. The very important thing is you should read correct English and you should read simple English. And listen to a lot of English conversation apart from reading different things, apart from the reading simple and correct English. You should also listen to a lot of English conversations as well. You can listen to different English conversation on internet. You can search different English conversation on YouTube as well. You will find lots of videos and you can listen to them. It will help you improve your writing skills. Don't limit yourself. This is an important point. You need not to limit yourself. You don't need to limit yourself. Just read everything, but whatever you read, that should be simple and that should be correct. Mistakes should not be there, errors should not be there, and but it has to be in English. So this way is very much important. Whatever you read or whatever you listen to, that must be in English language, because your target language is English language, not any other language. For example, if you are reading newspaper, Urdu newspaper, you are not doing good because your target language is not Urdu. Your target language is English language. You need to improve your English language. That is why you need to write and you need to read English newspaper, not Urdu newspaper, because when you read English newspaper, it will help you improve your vocabulary, it will help you improve your punctuation, it will help you improve your grammar as well. It will help you a lot in learning this English language, and it will help you improve your writing skills as well. So whatever you read, whatever you listen to, you should listen to everything in English language, and you should read everything that is written in English language. Ways to improve writing. Another one is make a habit to write English daily. The first point was read and listen to English language daily. The second point is make a habit to write English daily. Apart from just reading different English passages, different English texts, and listening to different English conversations, apart from these two, you should write English daily as well. Apart from reading and listening to English language, you should write English language on daily basis as well. Now you can do this by trying to write on. You can now a question would come into your mind that what should I write on? What should I write on? What should be the topic of my writing? So you can write on personal journal. You can write our personal journal, and you can write while sending texts and writing emails to your friends. Now you can write on personal journal, you can write blog, you can write anything, and you can send text to your friends as well, and you can email to your friends as well in English language. So you should write English on daily basis, and you can start your diary as well, where you can state and you can write your daily experiences in that diary. It was also a good idea. Start writing at least 10 sentences every day when you are a beginner. So you should write at least 10 sentences. You should write more than 10 sentences, but at least the limited thing is you should write at least 10 sentences every day. It will help you improve your writing skills. Ways to improve writing. Another point is improve your vocabulary. You need to improve your vocabulary if you want to improve your writing skills. You cannot improve your writing skills until and unless you improve your vocabulary, because it is vocabulary that you write. It is vocabulary, it is word that you write in your writing. So you need to improve your vocabulary. If you don't have a good stock of words, you would not be able to communicate your messages appropriately. You would not be able to communicate and share your feelings, ideas, and desires with others with the help of appropriate words. So vocabulary is very much important. You need to improve it. You need to develop it. You can improve your vocabulary by reading as many texts as you can. Now, the question comes in our mind that how can I improve my vocabulary? You can improve your vocabulary by reading as many texts as you can. You can read different newspaper is text. You can read different novels. Novel is also a text. You can read different short stories, and you can read anything. You can read different books. So you should improve your vocabulary by reading different texts. You should try reading more and more. Remember to take notes. Remember to take notes of new words and try to use them in a sentence. When you come across a new word, underline it. Just underline it. After that, check the meaning of the word in dictionary. And after checking its meaning in dictionary, try to use that very word in a sentence. Practice using that word in different sentences. It will help you remember the word, it will help you understand the word, and it will help you make it a part of your long-term memory. Another way is improve your spellings. Spellings are also important. If you make spelling mistakes in your writing, it creates bad impression, and it also creates confusion when you write when you make spelling mistakes. Spellings are very much important in English comprehension. If you want to comprehend a text, if you want your readers to comprehend your text, it is highly necessary that you should spell words correctly, because spellings are very much important in English comprehension. You can't comprehend a text if there are many mistakes in that text. Good spellings facilitate communication and avoid confusion. If spelling mistakes are there, they create confusion. If spelling mistakes are not there in a text, they avoid confusion and it facilitates communication. Poor spellings distract the reader. When you read a text and you come across lots of spelling mistakes, it distracts you. Same is the case with we teachers as well. Whenever we read check different papers and we come across lots of spelling mistakes, that distract us and they distract our attention from the paper, from the content of the paper. Improve your grammar. It is another way Apart from improving vocabulary, improving spellings, you need to improve your grammar as well. It will help you improve your writing. When you improve your grammar, it means that you are improving your writing skills. Ask someone to check your grammar on daily basis. In the previous slide, we discussed that you should write on daily basis. And when you write something on daily basis, ask someone to check your grammar. Ask someone to check your written text. Ask someone to check your diary. Ask someone to check your email, your uh, different texts that you have sent to your friends. Ask someone who has the knowledge about the language. For example, if your target language is English language, you can ask your friend that know who know English language. If your target language is Chinese language, you should check your written text through your friend who knows Chinese language. If this is ignored, no improvements will take place. If you don't get your written text checked through your friends or through a teacher or through a person who has a better knowledge than you in that language, no improvements will take place. So it is advised that you should get your written text checked through your friends or through your teachers. Improve punctuation. These are different aspects of writing, such as grammar, vocabulary, spellings, and punctuation. We do use punctuation in writing. That is why you need to improve them as well. There are many punctuation marks, such as stop, period, and dash, commas, colons, semicolons. These are different punctuation marks. So punctuation is also important because we use them in writing and they change our meaning as well. They sometimes they create ambiguities and sometimes they help us they clear meanings as well. So bring changes in meaning as well. So punctuation also brings meanings, bring changes in meaning. Incorrect punctuation creates ambiguities. If you use different punctuation marks incorrectly, they create ambiguities. Use dictionary. You should use dictionary as well if you want to improve your vocabulary and if you want to improve your writing skills. Using dictionary is not cheating as you may think. Rather, it is a very reason why dictionary exists to help us know the unknown words. When you come across different difficult words in your reading process, you should underline them and you should highlight them, and after that you should check them in your dictionary. And it is said that using dictionary is not cheating because the basic purpose of building a dictionary, basic purpose behind developing a dictionary is that people will check difficult words, the meaning of difficult words in it. So using dictionary is not cheating. Check carefully what you have written. After you have written something, you should check it carefully. Read the writings after you are done. You should read the different written material that you have written after you have written them. This is a good way to see your mistakes. When you are done with your text, when you are done with the writing process, you should check it. And this process or this act is a very good way to see your mistake. After writing the written text, when you start reading it, you would notice different mistakes that you have committed in that writing, in that written text. You will be able to notice different errors as well. So it is a good way to see your mistakes or errors you have not noticed when you are writing it. When we write something, sometimes we commit different mistakes, we make different errors, and we don't even notice them, and we make them and we make different errors. And when we read the text again, we read the text after some time, after a week or after a month, we come to know that we have made these mistakes. Or even when we read them after 5 minutes, we come to know that these are our mistakes and we can correct them. write a blog. This can also help us improve our writing as well. You should write blogs on daily basis. Writing a blog is a great way to practice your writing skills, your skills in writing in English. So you should write different blogs. These are free of cost. You can write them as many as you can, and they will help you improve your writing skills in English. It does not matter if no one reads it. You should not think about different people that they are not reading your text, they are not reading your blog. It doesn't matter. They should, if they are not reading it, let them not read it. Just write it. It will help you improve your writing skills. You are not concerned with that. You are not concerned with that if people are reading your blogs or not. You are just concerned with your writing skills. You have to improve your writing skills. Just write a blog and leave that. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you will not be able to make mistakes. If you will not make mistakes, you will not be able to correct your mistakes. If you will not be able to correct your mistakes, you will not be able to improve your writing skills. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. Make mistakes and correct them and improve your writing skills. The more you write and get your writings corrected, the fewer mistakes you would make. And the more, this is obvious that when you write more, you will write more mistakes, and you will write more, you will get your more writings corrected. And after you correct your mistakes through others, and through other you will make few mistakes, and after a month, after an year, you would be able to uh, cover all the important grammatical rules, all the important morphological rules, and other things. You would not make mistakes. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. These were some ways through which we can improve our writing skills. Now we are going to discuss writing process. Now there are uh, three important aspects in writing process. The very first one is planning, writing, and quality control. These are the different processes. And the very first one that we are going to explain is planning. Keep objectives in mind and research the topic. Whenever we write something, whenever we do something in our life, we plan for it. We plan different things for it. So writing is also an important activity. Whenever you write something, you should do planning for that. So planning is the very first step of writing. Keep objectives in mind and research the topic. You should keep objectives behind your writing. You should keep the objectives behind your writing in your mind, and you should research the topic. Both things are very much important. Always keep in mind your objectives, always keep in mind motives, always keep in mind the basic purpose behind writing your text in your mind, and always research the topic. Think about the audience. Apart from researching the topic, you should think about the audience as well. You should think about your purpose, and apart from your purpose, you should also think about the audience. You should think about the audience as well, like to whom you are writing. For example, you are writing to the students of 5th grade, you are writing to the students of 10th grade, or you are writing to the students of uh, masters, etc. So you should think about your audience as well. You should think about the level of your audience. You should think about the mentalities of your audience. You should think about the social linguistics and socio-cultural background of your audience, and after that you should write. The third point is outlining helps organize thoughts. When you research the topic and you think about the topic, you think about your audience, you should outline all these things. You should outline all the important material, that more important point that you will cover in your writing. So outlining helps you organize your thoughts. So make outline, always make outline before writing something. The second step is writing. After you have planned for writing, you need to start writing. This is the practical uh, stage. Follow your outline in planning step, and this in the planning stage or in the planning step you would have made an outline for your writing. So you should follow your outline and writing something. Use your handbook. You can use your handbook as well while writing something. And be careful in writing. You should be very careful in writing something. For example, you are writing a text, you are writing an essay, you are writing a short story. So you should be very careful in writing that. You should not make spelling mistakes. You should not make punctuation mistakes. You should not make grammatical mistakes. You should present each and every point in a logical order. There should be logical sequence between the different points of your essay, between the different points of your short story. All the things must be presented in a logical order, and there should be unity in your thoughts. Unity should be there between the different sentences of your text. And write consciously. Whenever you write, write consciously. Don't write unconsciously. Always think about your writing. Quality control is another important aspect, another process. Quality control, reread your work when you are done with your writing process, when you are done with your writing task, you have written down a particular essay, you have written down a particular story. The next step is to reread your work, you reread your written text. When you reread it, you would be able to notice different spelling mistakes, punctuation mistakes, and grammatical mistakes, etc. And in this rereading process, you would be able to correct all these the grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes, and all kinds of mistakes. Be critical of your own work. You should critically think over your own work. You should critically review your own work, own written work. Importance of writing. Writing goes beyond school purposes. Now, there are some importances of writing as well. Writing goes beyond school purpose. Writing is not just limited to your school purposes. Writing will help you beyond your school purposes as well. You can use writing in writing outside your school as well. It serves as a record for future. When you write something, it serves as a record for future. You can use it in your future as well. It helps you in getting a job in later life as well. If you have improved your writing skill, it would help you get a good job in your life. Children who start Children who start learning writing skill from their early age achieve high level of academic success. The students who have got their writing skills improved, they get a higher grade, they get higher academic success in their life. These benefits result in excellent professional skills. When they get good grades, they get good jobs as well. Improve communication skills. Improved writing skills leads to improved communication skills. Yes, this eventually increases your communication skills as well, because writing skills are part of communication skills as well, because it is writing through which we communicate, it is speaking through which we communicate. When we improve our writing skills, it means that we are improving our communication skills. Improve focus and connects with yourself. Apart from getting a good job, and apart from getting good job, and the other importance of writing, it also improves our focus and connects with ourself. For example, whether it is a blog post, whether it is something that is related to blog post, or whether it is an article, or whether it is an essay, travel experience, or whatever you write, whatever it is, one cannot write effectively unless connecting his or her brain to the heart. You would have you would have to connect your brain to the heart in order to write effectively. You cannot write effectively without connecting your heart to brain, your brain to your heart. This is the way you become focused, more conscious, and more intelligent. When you use your mind more, you would become more intelligent. You will become more conscious because you cannot write when you are not conscious. When you write something, you are conscious. It makes you more conscious. It makes you more focused. If you are not focused, you cannot write anything. You cannot write an article. You cannot write an essay. You cannot write travel experience, and you cannot write anything. You cannot write anything until and unless you are focused. When you are focused, you can write things, and this is how these writing skills become help you become more focused, become more conscious, and become more intelligent. It also reflects the personality of an individual. Your writing is the reflection of your personality. So writing skill reflects your personality. Writing skill, they reflect the personality of an individual. Increase your knowledge, creativity, and imagination as well. How does it improve our knowledge, creativity, and imagination? While writing anything, when you write anything, a human brain uses every part of the brain and cells. When you write something, you write anything, you write about anything, you write whatever you write, you use every part of your brain and every part of your cell. You write every cell of your mind, of your brain. Help in getting a good job, in getting a job. Now, in the above point, we say that it increases our knowledge. Now, how does it increase our knowledge? In the previous points, we discussed that when we write something, we research it. When you write on a particular topic, you research that topic, and when you research that topic, it definitely increases your knowledge. It leads you to increase your knowledge. You would come to know about different important information when you research the topic. When you come to know about different important information, it means that it is increasing your knowledge, because researching the topic for writing process in itself part of writing. It is part of the writing process when you research the topic. So this is how it increases your knowledge. It increases your creativity in the sense that when you write something, you critically think over every point, you think each and every time, and this is how it increases your creativity. You think about the new points, and you think about the new ways of expression, the different points, the new ways of expressing the different points. This is how it makes you more creative and more imaginative, because you would always think about different thing. You would imagine different thing for your writing process. That is why it makes you more imaginative. It increases your imagination as well. Help in getting a job as well. It also helps us in getting a good job. And this is what we discussed in the previous slide as well. Today, due to the advancement of information technology, we know that information technology is advanced nowadays. In this present age, due to this advantage of advancement of information technology, writers, different bloggers, and different authors are in demand to make digital media content. They demand different digital media content, and they can hire you for that as well. And you can start your own business as well. You can start your own blog as well. It will help. It would serve as a sort of job for you. And these are the references So in today's class we discussed what is writing. After that we discussed writing skill, then we discussed writing process, and after that we discussed ways to improve writing, and at the very end of the class we discussed importance of writing. Thank you very much for listening to the video. Allah Hafiz.